Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another video. The first episode of, I'm hoping about 3 to 5 maybe. And this is going to be a series of more of like a behind the scenes of a fly tyer. I wanted to get away a little bit from the traditional fly tying tutorials. Um, Not that they're getting old. I mean, I think they're a fantastic, amazing resource for all beginners. And even amateurs like myself who just want some other inspiration. But again, I just wanted something a little bit different. And after thinking about, what is it that I wanted to do, um, I came up with this behind the scenes series to give all of y'all some insight on what goes on in the mind of a fly tyer. And in general, just like what types of patterns am I going to tie, or what type of pattern am I going to tie? Why did I choose that color dubbing? Why did I choose that tailing material or fiber? Why this size of hook, this color thread, this size of thread? I mean, the list goes on and on. And I think from a, a beginner standpoint, it can be very sort of overwhelming, confusing. There's so much out there in regards to how to tie a fly and what to use. Obviously, there's some killer fly tyers out there that I still rely on for advice, tips, and inspiration. Um, so that's what I'm just hoping to provide here and give some real raw footage of not so much tying a fly, but what goes into all the work before it. So this first episode, I actually I named it, as you probably saw, called "Clean Your Space, Clear Your Mind," um, and because I'm just a very firm believer of you can't get your creative juices going unless your space is kind of tidy, right? It's maybe it was something the way I was brought up. I don't know what it is, but oh, I don't know what's going on with the camera there. Um, it's something that I've learned actually does work for me. So I wanted to start this first episode with that quick intro of what this whole behind the scenes series is. I'll say that a few times, um, and then just sort of start this first episode with organizing your little fly tying area. So you don't have to have a big fly tying shop. You don't have to have a massive room dedicated to it. I mean, we all wish we could have Kelly Gallup set up. I mean, what a beautiful space, right? Like that. I love watching Kelly Gallup for multiple reasons, but seeing what he adds to his little fly tying area is one of them. Anyways, getting off topic. You don't have to have this monstrous space. It can be anything. It can be what you have to work with. So I want to give a quick little tour of what I have to work with, which isn't much. So let's take a look back here. It's probably, let me see, let me flip this the other way here. So this is one end of my little fly shop. You can see I got some stuff for this side of my little room is actually for work. I have that laptop there for my notes when I'm creating my content, whether it's for YouTube or for Instagram or whatnot. And that is sort of what I use for notes. I don't use it a lot, but I did use it for this episode. Got a cool sign. I think that was gifted from my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. And then, yeah, so that's my work area. Oh dear Lord, look at that. That's embarrassing. So yeah, let's go back up to here. That's all work related. Um, that's my everyday job. And then on this side is my happy place. This is where all my fly tying. So I actually just got two L-shaped desks that I picked up off of Amazon, and just kind of configured them to work within my space, which as you can see is not big. It's like 10 by 30 maybe. maybe. But it works for me and it's mine, makes me happy. I typically like to have some bourbon when I tie if I'm in that mindset of I just want to tie some flies, I want to create something. It starts with bourbon. Don't judge. But then, in regards to, again, specifically to this episode, after some fly tying, your area, your space starts to look like this, right? And it's just a bunch of mess. Not mess. It's your creativity coming to life. That's what this is. Um, and things get a little crazy. And on the concept of clean your space, clear your mind, I cannot begin a new tying session or begin to think what fly I'm going to tie until I get this organized. All right, so the first step that we're going to do, again, behind the scenes, is I gotta clean this nonsense up, and so we're just gonna go ahead and do that now. I'll see how much of this I actually edit out or speed up or something. Oh, here's a cool little thing. How I got this idea for this type of little series um, is because of this. I don't know if you see that. So I have a band-aid on my thumb because I got this nasty, nasty ingrown infection. Um, Not only did it look gross, but it hurt like a mofo. Like, I tried to tie and I can barely hold my bobbin, and then trying to create like a dubbing noodle was the worst experience ever. So I put the band-aid on, tried to do it again, didn't work out. So I said, if I'm not gonna tie flies, I gotta do something else. I want to keep some of the content going for you guys. So let's go ahead and let's get this nonsense cleaned up. All right, so that wasn't fun. I didn't, because my space is small, I didn't even have anywhere to put my camera to give you like a really good angle. But we're gonna try this and see. So yeah, I'm just gonna start organizing here. I got some fly boxes, obviously, that I was trying to fill up for the upcoming fishing trips. So I just kind of tucked that away. I do typically always have as well some form of reading materials, inspirational stuff. So if I'm kind of stuck in a funk, I have, fly patterns and things to look at to inspire me. So I usually keep that pretty close. If not, it's on my bookshelf over there. So yeah, trying to keep that there. And I got some hackle. I got hackle everywhere. So even as I'm doing this, I'm kind of thinking what patterns or what was I thinking about tying, and if I can use this material. So it's kind of like this never-ending creative process. That's just me. Maybe it's every fly tyer. So this awesome furnace, color furnace is so beautiful. Got this. This is dark done, but look at the colors on that bad boy. I mean, absolutely stunning. I don't even know why I just smelt it, but I love it. There's some more hackle. Golden Badger. So sick. Yeah, and I guess good time to show you how I store these. So they typically come in these big, large bags to protect them, obviously. But it was taking up so much space. So I can't remember where I got this tip from. I basically take them out of their bag, put a piece of 2-ply paper towel, I fold it in half, label it to what it is on the back, just in case I ever need to reference it. I do know what they are. And that way it absorbs any oils and stuff from underneath. And just keeps it not getting all funky and all those things. And then once I'm doing that, I have this piece of Tupperware storage container. I think I got them at Michael's, where I store all my hackles. So I got some of the Whiting 100 packs in here, and then all the different types of hackles as well, right? My grizzly, my light or medium dun. And what I like about these is because you can see the bottom of these are so long, is that it allows me to put them in organized, neatly, and then I can just bend the end feathers in here, so I'm not actually creasing the stems of them. So yeah, that's how I store all my dry fly hackles. God, I really wish I could play some music without getting the copyright strike from YouTube. I usually always have to have music. For those who follow know that I'm a huge hip hop junkie. I love hip hop. I love all music, but hip hop is definitely where my heart is. So that is all my hackle. And I kind of just store that under my desk, out of the way. Looks like I got another container here. This is actually the container that I got my Loon Outdoors fly tying kit in. And I actually just stripped out all the under padding from it. And this is now where I store my tailing feathers. So anything that I use quite frequently for tailings, I'll put in here. And I know where it's always at. What else we got here? Oh yeah, I was doing some slip wing dries the other day. So I got all my duck or canard feathers. I'm gonna put that away. Keep them in their bags. And then I actually put them in a bigger bag because there's multiple colors and stuff in here. But again, because my space is small, you got to make adjustments so that you can keep yourself as organized as possible. Again, don't forget the whole theme of today's episode: clean your space, clear your mind. So that's the bag of duck, and I'm going to put that in my drawer. I have a couple fly tying storage solutions for like hooks and beads. This too as well I got from Michael's. It was like $12 and it's phenomenal. So you can see here I got two. I got one for my hooks and then I got one for my beads. Some beads. I still have about a million other beads in here. Those away. As I was saying, I was working on some slip wing dries, so I got all my dry fly hooks in these little 4x6 photo storage containers. Put that away. Got some turkey. Put that away in its mason jar. I had some fly tying tools I was just kind of looking at to see what I had. Let me bring this over here now closer. Yeah, some more tying tools. So I have this little box. I don't even know where it came from. I want to say I found it in my mom's basement. But I use it and I love it. It's got extra tools where I store all my flash. So all my extra tools all the extra like scissors and whatnot, hackle pliers, I keep in there. So that's where I keep those. And you can see this where I kind of store all my flash. And it's kind of cool. I do like the flash cradles that they sell. I think Hairline or Wapsi has them. But I don't have a lot of desk space, as you can see. So I try to keep everything organized so I can quickly come in here and flip through different colors. I think my message and point here is work with what you got. It doesn't have to be a specific way. Don't let the dry fly or fly tying traditionalists steer you in the wrong direction. Use what you got. I mean, not all of us can afford all the super fancy stuff as much as we would love to. It's just not reality, right? So, all right, let's finish tidying this place up. Up here, let's see if I can get that on camera. Flies that I start to tie, I kind of just throw up here in the meantime. Eventually, they will go into their boxes accordingly, whether it's for me, my wife, or my friends. But I usually, again, to help just keep things organized, I just kind of throw them all in here as well. So I will chuck them away in here. Oh yeah, here's those slip wings I was working on. Pretty cool. I was just playing with different colors and sizes. Tall slip wings, shorter slip wings, etc. I actually just did a reel or YouTube short on this one. This is the Evil Weevil that I actually got from the Fly Fusion magazine as the inspiration piece, right? So again, work with what you got. All right, so now moving over now to my vise area. I got to get this organized too, right? This is where we sit and stand on guard and get to work. So this is the fly tying area again, and it's quite the disaster right now. So we're going to get this all tidied up now. Let me find a nice camera spot for this. That looks all right there. So let's get all this stuff back in its spots. I had some mayfly tails that I was working on with foam. So yeah, I just kind of keep those there until I'm ready to tie. Got my bobbin. Got this extra spool. I have a little spool rack that my old man made for me, so I put that there. Little trash pail, and you can see when I was working on these those slipwing dries, I have extra hackle from the larger pieces. Do not throw these out. I mean, I could probably make at least half a dozen more with this. So I keep those just kind of here. See, I had another grizzly one here. Just keep them there for there. And I have all this stuff on my fly tying mat. I'll just throw it all onto the floor for my wife to vacuum up. Okay. No, I didn't I didn't mean that. I take care of my office like a responsible human being. Yeah, I know. That was kind of a mean joke. All right, fly time mat. Got my device. And then if your little trash pail gets overly full, then yeah, but I mean, that's fine for now. And now we're set. Now I think we're in a better position to start tying some flies. Right? So let's take a before and after shot here. Well, maybe just an after shot. But you can see it's a little bit more better organized. And now I really do feel better. I do. My heart's not racing anymore. My anxiety levels have gone down. Everything's nice, neat, labeled, organized. Now I feel comfortable and ready to start tying a new pattern or fly or whatnot. It's very relieving. So, cleaning your space does clear your mind. If you've never given it a try, give it a shot, especially if you're in a creative funk. That's my process for sort of just getting ready to clean up my space. Now I'm ready, really ready to start tying and brainstorming and thinking of what is it I'm going to tie. And I hope you guys do enjoy this series. I'm really not clear on what I'm going to do next, but it's going to be more specific to all the work that's done before the actual tying happens at the vise. Um, I'll probably pick some basic patterns for some of the beginners, maybe some more medium slash moderate patterns later on. But yeah, I hope you guys dig it. Hope you guys get some inspiration from it all. Yeah, and this is now ready. Right? Got my lights, gonna have my candle, gonna have some bourbon, gonna look at some of the inspiration that I have around me, whether it's from magazines or books on my shelf, whether it's scouring through Instagram or YouTube or whatnot, and figuring out what fly I'm gonna tie, and then putting my own spin on it and what I can do, whether it's fishy flies. Those are more of the uglier flies that nobody does like to post. And then there's flies that we tie for the love of the hobby, right? These are the more beautiful flies, more intricate and rare, hard to find feathers. But it is part of the overall hobby, which I get tremendous joy from, tremendous tranquility from. And I hope you guys too. I hope you guys do too. That's what I meant to say. So stay tuned for the next episodes, man. They're going to be, again, really raw footage, right? Real behind the scenes, the whole thought process, um, all the steps that are taken before we actually tie anything on the vise. So, yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.